I'll be talking about Prometheus and alerting. Um, so we'll start with the problem and then we'll go to we'll talk more about how you can solve it. So how many of you have Prometheus and do your alerts look like this? So this alert does not give you enough context. Like even if you do get this alert, there's nothing you would do. Obviously, it's just a link to your say Prometheus, and there you have to get more data and all of that. So typically, what happens is you have an alert, you have something happen in your cluster, and your backend team, someone gets the alert, and they talk to you if you are an SRE or DevOps, and you do the investigation of it. And during this process, you as an SRE or DevOps are not doing your job. Like you are going to do get logs, get events. This is just boring stuff. This is not what you want to do in your typical day job. Like you want to do more. I'll talk about myself. So I'm Pawan. I work at a company called Robusta. Mostly I do diagrams related to Kubernetes. So I simplify things and I make them into nice looking diagrams so you can easily learn from them. I work at a company called Robusta, and today we'll not talk about this SaaS platform, but we have an open source tool. And as you can see, I'm a lover of open source. We love open source. We are multi-cloud monitoring system. But we'll go back to the alert that we saw earlier. And imagine having to do just one thing, integrating Robusta, and being able to get an alert like this. This alert has the data you need. It has the logs, which is typically how you debug an alert, which is how you typically go about doing something. It has the labels. And imagine being able to also customize this. This is just the start of it. And how you can do this is using our open source tool called Robusta. And we'll go into detail about how it works. So it's a simple trigger, action, and destination. Trigger is something that happens in your cluster. Action is what you want to happen. And destination is where you get the alert and more information. So you have multiple data sources, and you can have multiple things, the destinations where you want these alerts. So we'll go back to the alert, and let's see how it works. Usually when you have an issue in your cluster, you get from Prometheus, you get an alert, which is a link back to Prometheus. But if you are using Robusta, Robusta also gets you additional details. For example, if it wants to talk with API server, it also does that. And it gives you pod details, logs, and more things that you can give your devs. So if you don't want to give your devs access to your clusters, you can just give them all they need right where they see the message. This is another example of kills. When kills happens, we often want to see the graphs. So you can also send the graphs and also additional details that your devs might need. So Robusta installs Prometheus by default. But if you already have Prometheus, Robusta also works with existing Prometheus. So these are the different Prometheus distros that we connect to. And you don't need just Slack. We have multiple integrations. So you can get the data where your devs are, and you as an SRE or DevOps can offload the tasks and do just things that really matter. But like I said, this is not, it is not specific to we have predefined alerts. It is totally customizable. This is an example of someone working at Canva. They're using Robusta, and this is how they have customized it. For their internal use, they have Argo CD. So every time they get an alert, they have a link that takes them to the exact Argo CD application that they need to debug. Same with their internal documentation or their Datadog, or sometimes they want graphs, then they can get the graph of it. You can also get additional information. So this makes your devs' lives easy. And also you as an SRE or DevOps can save time. And this also reduces alert fatigue because you're not bored of your alert. You get all the information, you have the context, so you can debug and fix it instead of muting the channel and having to worry about it until after some escalation. That's it. Thank you. I'll be right here if you have more questions or want to talk to me. These are my social handles. Have a great time.